All of a sudden it started to rain, ladies and gentlemen. And it's right here in good old Granger, Ohio, where the good guys are ready to win this one. 15-3 against the lowly 4-13 Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers team. Cuyahoga Falls almost right for this game to begin. It is youth night. Look at all the kids out here today. Wow, a lot of them showed up today, and why not? Because to these guys, they're like celebrities. So.
What's going on?
I got you. How are you today? You think we're gonna win today? Good. Youth night today, so. Yes, it is. I did not anticipate it. It was warm most today. Now it's starting to rain. Not that bad though, but we'll see how it will continue or whatnot, if it will continue. But regardless, it should be a lot of fun. There are a whole bunch of people out here today, excuse me, whole bunch of people waiting for Highland baseball. Will we win is the question. That is an answer we will know in about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. We got Cuyahoga Falls, 4-win Cuyahoga Falls, but if you recall last year, we played the Black Tigers at home and lost. We definitely don't want that to happen again. No, sirree. Let's hope we can have something good this time against Cuyahoga Falls, because, of course, they won't be in the conference starting in 2 years from now. Tommy Maroon here in a cold, chilly, windy, not really cold, but a wet, rainy day and windy day as well. Be sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, bell icon if you're new out here. A lot of fun going on, a lot of people here today. Can't wait to see who wins it. Hopefully we have what it takes. Now, we won the American Conference second time in the last 3 years. You could say this game is meaningless, but don't say that to Coach Jay Grissom in the gang. He wants to beat up on some Black Tigers out there. That is their name after all, Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. And they have been struggling all season long. Just a mere 4 wins. They'd love to get a win out here against the good old Hornets, if they can get a win against the Hornets. We'll see if it happens or whatnot. Sorry, folks, just trying to wipe off my glasses. They were covered in rain. But all those kids out there today. Yep, don't worry, we'll be down on the left field, third base line like we usually are, because it's a lot less hectic over there. But I'm pretty sure we all know that by now. I mean, look at all these fans here today. It's almost time as, excuse me, Coach Soy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. You know, look at all the people here. Probably the largest crowd we've had all season long. There's a grill out there. Who would have thunk it? It's time for some American Conference baseball. Coach Jay Grissom right there. He's all the way out on the third base side, of course. We'll see what he does. He's waiting, talking with the kids. Of course, he's done a phenomenal job here at Highland. This is his second season he's won the American Conference in baseball. And he'd love to win another district. He's won 2 districts. Whoa, whoopsie, that ain't right. Won 2 districts. I apologize for that, folks. 2 districts in 1 region here. And beautiful, beautiful Granger, Ohio. We're trying to win it again. Now the playoff brackets are set. It's the Akron North Vikings. After Akron North, which should be a 20-run pouncing if I say so myself. No, I'm not exaggerating. It probably will be a 20-run pouncing. But anyways, after that, it'll be Westlake more than likely. Westlake did beat us earlier this year, so there is that. And then after Westlake, it'll be either St. V. St. M. and I forget who the other one is. What I can tell you is that it's time for youth night. Both coaches right out there talking with the 2 umpires. Of course, it ain't postseason time, so you still have 2 umpires to talk to. Let's think 2 districts, 2 regions, 2 state, and 1 sectional prior to that, all that. That means we're going to need 7 wins in OHSAA tournament time. And that'll start May 22nd or the 21st, I forgot. Max Prep says the 21st. OHSAA's official website says 22nd. We'll be against the Akron North Vikings. And the Vikings are probably going to be in for a bad one. Why does it keep on doing that? I don't know. Oh, I think I know why I'm hitting something. I think I'm hitting something. My mistake. Well, you see the coaches right there talking things over, and now they break. Almost time for this game to begin. Of course, before it begins, they are going to be greeted by some of the varsity dudes. Everybody makes their way out there. I think it's going to be national anthem time to begin. Cuyahoga Falls only has 12 fellows on their roster, which is not too many, if I say so myself. Well, we're going to listen to the national anthem in just a bit. Both teams out on the baselines, waiting for it to be played. So while we wait, we'll see what happens in this game. But first, of course, our national anthem. So we'll wait for that. If we get it. Lots of people here today. Now let's listen. So now that that's all said and done, we will wait for the starting lineups. It's youth day, and looks like the rain's going to hold off now. Always a good thing, folks. Let's listen.
Highland Hornets varsity baseball game. Today, it's the Highland Hornets against the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. Welcome, everybody, and good luck. My name is Oliver Hyssop. My name is Jordan. My name is Christian Marks.
Blake, go. Blake. All right, boys. Over here. All of the rest of you. No. We're going to make 2 runs. All of them right here. Everybody. Come on this side. Make 2 runs.
Basketball is a stampede. It is. It is. We did it the night we won the conference, if I'm not mistaken. I thought they were going to stampede on the court after the game. Thankfully, they did not. They would have been crushed, weren't they?
Batting first, Colton Winston, number 23, and he plays center field.
Oh, yeah!
Batting second, Casey Miser, number 25, the designated hitter. Batting third, Noah Raddington, number 11, and he's playing shortstop. Peyton Ganda, number 14, is batting fourth, and he plays catcher. Grady Gibb is batting number 5th. He is number 3, and he plays first base. Batting 6th, Dan Miller, number 20, and he is pitching. Lucas Girding, batting 7th, number 24, and he right field. Nick Dubkowski, batting 8th, number 13, and he plays third. Batting 9th, Parker Janikis, number 12, at second base. Matt Dean, 8, left field.
That was too good. The Ganda couldn't even hold it. Anyway, so you heard our lineup. You heard everything. Now, and I repeat now, it's time to play some high school baseball. We are 15-3, 11-0 technically in conference play. We beat Roosevelt a massive 3 times instead of the usual 2. But you know what? It's all in the day's work for the Black and Green Brigade, isn't it, folks? I think it is. Yes, sirree. Might interview some of the kids out there. Who knows? What I do know is that we know what Cuyahoga Falls lineup looks like. I don't know it off the top of my head. I know that their leadoff man, Braylon Davis, he's going to be tough to get out. His average is over 400. But if there's one man up for the task, it might be Dan. It is Braylon Davis, followed by Nick Colvey, followed by Nick Purchase, the third baseman, then William Watson, and then Nick Robinson, the pitcher. Then it's Gino Capretta, and Jaden Weirs, Caden Tompkins, and Landon Luke. On the bench for them today, Austin Arrington, Mick McVicker, and Brady Burns. So a 4-13 slate for Cuyahoga Falls. We are 15-3. These two teams are at polar opposites of each other, if I say so myself. Yep, I would say so myself. Here we go. We're almost ready to begin this game. All right, it's a little windy. I don't know if you can tell or whatnot. I can see there's a coffee truck out there. It sometimes appears at the Highland football games. How about that? So if we can shut down Braylon Davis, we essentially shut down their whole offense. He's one of the few bright spots on this team for Cuyahoga Falls. We'll be in the Metro Athletic Conference starting in 2 years from now. Yes, sirree. So as Davis got set up, we're almost ready to play some high school baseball. His number 2 is a center fielder for Falls. Look at the crowd we have on hand today. This dude can really hit the ball like nobody's business, so be on the lookout. Batting over 400, according to Coach Grissom. Here we go, Hornets, Black Tigers. First pitch is a strike. Great to have you aboard. Timer is your play-by-play announcer. Ah, yes, Dan Miller, the star right-hander, is going fast, isn't he? The 0-1. Fouled back 0-2. Braylon Davis again, so tough for Cuyahoga Falls. Gotta be tough for him too. He's done a good job. The rest of the team has not only 2 conference wins. Don't know who they were against. Presumably some of the bottom feeders of the American Conference. I don't know what or who's in second. Might be Revere actually. All I know is that we got a sizable gap. Misses low and away, making it 1-2. I mean, Dan Miller's just done incredible for us. So we're really howling out here today. Once again, the pitch. Sharp ground ball to third. Charging Nick Dubkowski. Throw is well offline, but the tag is gonna get him. One gone. After Davis comes Noah Colvey, the left fielder. Noah Colvey trying to get something. They got numbers for their coaches too. How about that? I think their head coach is number 65. He's obviously at third, as you can tell. I think most coaches are usually third base coaches in high school baseball. At least that's what I think. 1-1 with 1 out here in the first inning. Top half of the first. Obviously nothing doing so far, as you might expect from a game so early. And that one is on the air foul, first base side. 1-2. Not inverted, folks, the camera. Might get some time to get used to. I'm using a new gimbal because, of course, I don't have AirPods, so I figured why not use this. So you can hear and have a stabilized camera. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dan Miller. Got him with an ugly swing and a miss. Looking like Javi Baez out there, 2 gone. Nick Purchase. Purchase is a name I've heard before for Cuyahoga Falls. Is Dan Miller trying to get that 1-2-3 inning? Wouldn't that be nice, folks? I think it'd be nice. Getting ready here. First pitch. That one's in a right field. Sit down for a base hit. So 2 out hitting there by Cuyahoga Falls. Brings up their cleanup man and William Watson, their first baseman. Dan Miller's got to shake that off. He'll be all right. There are 2 outs after all, folks. Dan Miller getting ready once again. First pitch. That one misses low, 1-0. Sorry, folks, just switching hands with my gimbal. Dan Miller right there, standing tall. Wants his 1 ball, no strike pitch, and that one's a roller foul right to the man on deck. I think it's a pitcher who's on deck, if my memory best suits me right. Yep, Nick Robinson is the man on deck. He is the pitcher. Whoa, whoopsies. Dan Miller in a 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 men gone in the first. I was a strike away from a shutout inning. Obviously not going to have a no-hitter today, which is tough. Of course, there was a no-hitter for against John Carroll by Britt Kostura for us, and I missed it for the Highland Westlake game. Made me rather sad. In fact, it made me super sad. Line shot. That one is going to be foul, fortunately. That one had trouble running all over it. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes, and there's still 2 gone. Dan Miller ready, going to go. Got him walking. Nice and easy for Dan, the junior. Our starting lineup, you heard it, but in case you did not, I know nobody's tuning in right now, but who knows, maybe you just decided to tune in this moment right here. Colton Winston, Casey Meiser, Noah Ragan, Payne Ganda, Grady Gibb, Dan Miller, Luke Girding, Nick Dubkowski, and Parker Janikis. Yes, sirree. You have to do it against Nick Robinson. Robinson looking to get something going for his Black Tigers. Try and match Dan Miller out there. Now remember, folks, you may say, Oh, it's Cuyahoga Falls. This will be easy. Let me assure you one thing. These fellas beat us last year. These dudes did take us down. And, of course, that was a tough game. It was a meaningless game. Cuyahoga Falls season was over. We were still waiting for the playoffs. I think it was a makeup game anyways. And, of course, Cuyahoga Falls wound up beating us. So their seniors went out happy with a win. Every game this week is essentially meaningless. I mean, you could make the argument for that, but obviously you still want the wins. All the seating's done, all the brackets are filled out. But obviously your intent is to win. As we all know by now. Colton Winston. Lefty, lefty, and then a righty with Noah Radigan. Casey Miser is the man on deck. You see smoke coming out. And, of course, that means there's a grill, of course, out there. Getting ready again as Purchase, or Robinson rather, Purchase is at third. Nick Robinson ready to begin the bottom half of the first. I anticipate this game to be a blowout, but I wouldn't count on it, considering the fact that Cuyahoga Falls did beat us again last year. Right here. Tomorrow we're going to Falls. Again, won't be easy. Never been to their baseball field. I assume it's grass, considering the fact that their football field is grass. Oh, you gods.
Number 23, Colton Winston.
Colton leads off. He shows bunt. He might have been drilled. Was he drilled? No, I do not believe so. He just ducked out of the way at the right time. 1-0. I mean, yeah, you want to take a base, but not the cost of perhaps your physical health out there. Bunt again. That one taken for a strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colton Winston, the leadoff man. His brother Hunter, of course, with the Ohio Bobcats. Colton now swings and grounds one to short. This won't be easy. Throw on the run is gonna get him just barely. 1 gone. So now it's Casey Miser's turn to bat.
Up to bat, number 25, Casey Miser.
Casey Miser does a good job, as it looks like. What's going on? Coach Rob Hardgrove wants an explanation about everything. Either then, I don't know what's going on. Looks like they might be fixing first base. Might have been messed up a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. So as they put first base back in there, hopefully nice and secure. Casey takes a practice hack. Hard to believe that dude's a junior. I say scoot back to the outfield. That's actually not a bad idea. Casey Miser's that type of guy. He's had a monster season this year. Dude is being scouted by D1 guys. And that one's in the air, third base side, out of play. Nobody's going to catch that as it lands in the bullpen. Like, lucky kid got it. 0-1 to Casey Miser. Outfield really back, swung over towards the right field side. The lefty dances away from that one, 1-1. Yeah, you can't keep the baseball in high school baseball, not even in D3 baseball, unfortunately, because they need him back. All right, once again, Casey Miser, the 1-1 pitch, and he will watch that one bounce. Nick Robinson is on the mound again for Cuyahoga Falls. Number 11. Casey waiting. I'm sorry about the wind, folks. As a 2-1 coming up, Casey's gonna watch one get by the catcher again in Caden Tompkins. That makes it 3-1, and Noah Radigan is on deck. Noah Radigan waits patiently on deck. Will he come up with 1-on-1 out? You know, walking Casey might be the best case scenario out here. 3-1, and Casey Miser hits one high in the air on a deep left center. Going back there, that ball is going to be trouble as it goes all the way to the wall. Casey stops at second. He's got himself a double. That's a little better than a walk by about 90 feet. Casey with a stand-up double. Now it's Noah Radigan's turn to bat. Will this be one of those games, folks? If so, we picked a good game for Youth Night. You know we did. That is, if we can cash in Casey. So Noah Radigan is up, and the first pitch coming up to him is taken 0-1. Very rare for a pitch to be taken out here today by the good guys. That winds up being a strike. Usually when making contact, whether it's fair or foul, at least that's what it's been like for the first two batters. Admittedly, it's early, but still. Oh, smacked in a center. That'll be a base hit. Is Casey going to try to score? Here comes a throw down to the cutoff, and obviously holding is Casey Miser. So men at the corners for the Tiffin commit, Peyton Ganda. Ganda always a tough out, if I say so myself. One of the 11 seniors on this team on behalf of course, Noah Radigan being one of them. Good guys, looking to get that first run of the ball game again. It needs to hit something into the outfield, and we're talking 1-0. I assume Noah does not go, actually. Ball gets away. Here comes Casey Miser, the first run of the ball game. And Noah Radigan down seconds. And we didn't need an RBI. We didn't need anything fancy. No, sirree. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry, folks. What I want to apologize for is that Casey Miser scored on a wild pitch. So Noah Radigan's at second. Casey Miser, or Panganda, in the left. Now make it 2-0 as there will be a base hit perhaps. Throw down to the cutoff, and that makes it, ooh, it's bobbled by the second baseman, but it's 2-0 anyways.
Now up to bat number 3, Grady Gibb.
Gibb is indeed the batter. See what Gibb has in stock for the Black and Green Brigade. All right, they're talking things over, the pitching coach. They only have 3 guys in the dugout today, excluding the coaches. Again, they're Austin Arrington, Mick McVicker, and Brady Burns. 2 of them are freshmen. Might be a long day for the Black Tigers. Right now, it's 2-0. I tell you, so far things are looking so good. I know Colton got out. He was out by like half a step. He was clearly out, in my opinion, but still, everyone else, double, single, and an RBI single following a wild pitch that scored the first run of the ball game. Nick Dubkowski, no, not Nick Dubkowski. He's way later. Grady Gibb is up. I always got 3 and 13 mixed up for some odd reason. Gibb high in the air out to deep left center field. Way back there, he may have gone it all, but it's caught at the track. Ganda's got to scurry his way back. Wow, Gibb gave that ball a deep ride, but it wound up in the glove of Braylon Davis, their star player. Dan Miller is up. Canada at first going out. Blame him for taking off right there. That ball certainly looked like that had a shot at getting out of here. First pitch, Dan Miller waiting. Here it comes. Ball one, the pitcher, Dan, trying to help out his own cause. Yep, weather in the 70s today. A little overcast right now, so there is that. One ball, no strike pitch to Dan. That one's in the left on a line. That ball is gonna get by him and roll all the way to the track. He still can't pick it up, and Dan Miller just made it 3-0 on a double. Ganda finally touches home plate. He's probably out of gas right now, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind it. Luke Girding is up following the Dan Miller double. He helps out his own cause all right. Look at listen to the crowd. At least the kids. 3-0 as that ball got past left fielder Colby. Dan at second, a little surprised that Coach Grissom wants him to be out there on the base path, considering the fact that it's 2 outs and he is the pitcher after all. Surprised he's not going to apply for a re-entry out there. 3-0 on a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Cuyahoga Falls really drowning out here early. Gerd would love to make it a little bit more. That one gets by the catcher, and guess who's at third base? Dan Miller. Caden Tompkins with several pass balls today, or some wild pitches by Nick Robinson. 2-1, runner at third, Luke Girding. He is in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Mainly, this won't be as easy as Akron North, of course, but still doing a good job right now. This is the 7th batter of the inning. Robinson finally gets out of it. He did hold on. That is a foul tip in the mid for strike 3. Well, man, oh man, you talk about productive inning, folks. Yep, we have 3, and the Black Tigers with the donut. Donuts, is there anything they can't do, as Homer Simpson said when he saved the town from the monorail? That was, of course, one of their best episodes. But I'm pretty sure we all know that by now. 3-0.
Stop by an amazing concession trailer, nachos, hot dogs, cold beers. Stop by Tom's coffee truck in the parking lot, along with fresh space for frozen beverages and refreshments.
Yep. So anyways, it's Nick Robinson, Gino Capretta, and Jaden Weirs leading off for the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. They are in some deep trouble. It's 5-6-7 up. Just for comparison, we had 7 folks up in that first inning of ours. I'm just saying it might be a 4.5 inning game, judging by the looks of it. West Cuyahoga Falls can get something in this inning. If they don't, they might as well kiss their hopes goodbye once they have some magic up their sleeves. And no Landon Soy today, just realized that. As Colton's at center, Matt Dean's at left, Matt Dean right there, and Gerd all the way back out there at right. Yes, a good day for some high school baseball, as we are undefeated in American Conference play. Tomorrow it will be against the good old Black Tigers once again, and then Thursday we'll try to go for 14-0 perhaps against the Barberton Magics at Barberton. Thursday is also playoff action for the softball team when we take on the CVCA Royals in the sectional finals. An only sectional game, I ought to say, this year. In Division III OHSAA baseball, or softball, I beg your pardon. It won't be easy. We're going to Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy in Cuyahoga Falls, as it's 1-1 now. And right, once again, Dan Miller, the right-hander, gives up a line drive that goes foul and fast. So it's 1-2 to number 11, Nick Robinson. He's trying to help out his own cause. As Dan misses that one high. Waste pitch, I guess you might say, 2-2. Dan lets it go. And there we go. He can't help out his own cause. I tell you, one gone following the swing and a miss. What's that now? 3 strikeouts for Dan, I think. One ground out to Nick. Yeah, that's 3. Gino Capretta, the batter now for Cuyahoga Falls. He is way late on the heater, 0-1. I just shudder to think what's going to happen in 11 days from now when we take on the Akron North Vikings. That game is going to be a disaster for the Vikings, isn't it? I mean, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect them. It's just that it's always the mismatches. I know that's what the OHSA is trying to eliminate with these expanded postseasons. Or, you know, 7 divisions. I always say 1 ball, 2 strikes now following the swing and a miss. Well, still, there is that. Dan Miller is ready. Is 1-2. Is right in there. He knew it. Gino Capretta knew it. Jaden Weirs is up. 4 strikeouts now for Dan Miller, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 4 strikeouts. I'm right. Thank you, Jewel. Struck out the last 3 men he's faced, and that'll end here on a line shot. Ooh, Girding makes a nice catch on his knees for the 3rd out of the inning. That was mighty impressive, if I say so myself. And down in Oregon, the Black Tigers, they'll have 8-9-1 due up in the 3rd inning. Speaking of 8-9-1, that's exactly who's up for us in the bottom half of the 2nd. And Nick Dubkowski, Parker Janikis, and Colton Winston. Colton is 0 for 1 today, but he's going to change that. You know that well enough. Look at the score right there. It's showing it at least. Sometimes the scoreboard, at least the letter or numbering, disappears a lot. But anyways, Nick Robinson is back out there for those Tigers. Robinson trying to get something going, because if we score a run or 2 in this inning, things ain't looking too good for Falls. They ain't looking too good right now, but still. And once again, they're out of the Suburban League starting in 2026 on behalf of Kent Roosevelt and Talmadge. Once again, I always said it. Roosevelt and Falls, I understand, because they want to win, of course, and obviously what's going on with them has not been working out. But Talmadge really surprised me. Talmadge does a dandy. I mean, these schools do a dandy too. It's just Talmadge usually sometimes gives us a run for our money. But then again, Roosevelt did beat us more recently than Talmadge in football, my sophomore year of high school. My sophomore year of high school, we lost to the Talmadge Blue Devils. So it's Nick Dubkowski leading off.
Okay, Nick Dubkowski, number 13, is up to bat.
That's one way to introduce the batter. Nick does a good job out here as Robinson trying to shake off what was a tough first inning. Ain't nobody in their makeshift bullpen down the first base lines. That one misses in the dirt. 1-0. You can see some of the dirt come out. Yeah, there's no bullpen there. There's a bullpen on our dugout. Or on our side. Sort of like Fisher Field in that way. 2-0. I mean, yeah, there is a bullpen at Fisher Field. It's just not as nice as the bullpen, of course, on our side. 2 balls, no strikes. Robinson ready. And Nick is going to take it 2-1. It says 1-1 up there, oddly enough. Yeah, so far, so good. 3-0 lead. Whoa, that was odd. Getting ready once again. Nick Robinson is set. Pitch. Nick is going to foul that one, making it 2-2. On deck, of course, Parker Janikis. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Says 1-2 up there, but I think it's 2-2. Getting ready once again. Robinson. Good high by Nick. Nick against Nick, like spy versus spy. Nick Robinson against Nick Dubkowski. Full count. Nobody out. It's the leadoff man, Nick Dubkowski. And he will walk. That's what he'll do. I don't know if I think that's the first walk given up today by Robinson. As Parker Janikis is up.
Next up is Parker Janikis. Number 12. Let's hit the spin.
Parker with 1 on and nobody out. Won't be surprised if he tries to slap one down. But he'll take the first pitch, 1-0. It's low. Great day for us. 3-0 leadoff man on base for first time today because Colton got out to start off the game. It's been all Hornets ever since. Bouncer back to short. There's going to be running to back for one. Going to throw down at first. That gets away. So it won't be a double play. It works essentially the same way as a fielder's choice because, well, it was a fielder's choice. Weirs, who made the play at short, fielded it cleanly, stepped on the bag for one, but the throw down to the first baseman, Watson, was not on line. Colton Winston, he's the batter. Good bunt to third. The pitcher slides on it, he'll eat it. Colton Winston, he's a good bunter, folks. And now look who's up.
Next up, Casey Miser, number 25.
You know it, Casey Miser. Tough out, Casey Miser. Almost hit one out of here earlier today. It was out in a left center field, a little opposite power. Got to be aware of what he's capable of if you are the Falls outfield. This dude can mash the ball like nobody's business. And he mashes the first pitch all right. It just went backwards, 0-1. So it's Parker at second, Colton at first, one gone. Black Tigers trying to give up 0 in this second inning. We'll see if it happens or whatnot. Casey takes 1-1. Connected on a 3-1 pitch last time. It wasn't out of here. It was in the left center. But still was a double and did the job because he later came around to score. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Casey. Oh, that's a frozen rope in a right for a base hit to make it 4-0. Ball dies in the grass. Going in at third, Colton Winston, and holding at third, Colton Winston. That means it's Noah Radigan's turn to bat. So Casey, 2 for 2 in this contest. He's halfway to the cycle. There are men at the corners here. There is 1 man retired. No Radigan. He had a single. He later came around to score. Back in the first, did not have an RBI though. He's out in a right, sort of like Casey did a few seconds ago. Casey's running, and he throws down to the pitcher. Just letting Casey have it. That might have been the wise idea right there. 0-1. Catcher Tompkins is leading off in the third inning. Dropped it, trying to gun it down to second. That might have been for the best for Cuyahoga Falls. Noah's in an 0-2 count. Ganda's on deck. He would be next. It's Colton at third, Casey at second. One gone. He'd love to get the second out right here. And he did. Noah caught chasing the high speed pitch. High fast one. High fast ball, excuse me. So now it's Ganda's turn to bat with 2 on, 2 out. Obviously, he's going to have to come up big here because it might be a wasted chance. I mean, yeah, we did get a run of this thing. Yeah, we're up 4. But we won't have to worry about wasted chances because that one's fumbled by the right fielder to make it 6-0. Throw down the cutoff. Nobody home at first, and it is once again a 6-0 score. Gibb is up. Gibb killed it last time. He just killed it a little too far, or a little too short, I ought to say. Right to the center fielder and Braylon Davis. I don't think Braylon Davis is going to be able to help out his team at all this time. They're down 6-0. 2 out as Ganda delivered on the first pitch. He saw Gibb is going to swing at the first pitch as well, and that one's well out of play. And the kids will race for it. 6-0 in the bottom half of the second inning. There's a good look at Gibb. As the 0-1 is in there, and now Nick Robinson a strike away from finally getting out of what's been a tough inning. Again, the 7th batter for us of this inning. And it's Ganda at first. Surprised we're not going with a different dude out there at first. And Gibb in a left field. That'll be a base knock. We'll see if Ganda pushes it for 3. He is. There's a good throw well offline. Did that reach the dugout? No, but Gibb does have himself a double on that. Now it's the 8th batter of the inning. Dan Miller trying to help himself out. Well, this is nothing like last year's game. We are all over the Tigers. Dan Miller, the pitcher. Sometimes he's seen at third base. He'll get himself on at third with a triple. Who knows? I don't. What I do know is that there's 2 on and 2 out. Ganda at third, Gibb at second. Dan Miller takes 0-1. 6-0. How about that? And looks like we ain't done yet. Here comes the 0-1 to Dan. He will watch it. 1-1. Some kids out there having fun. Look at them right there. They're enjoying it. Enjoying each other as well. Always good to see that. That's what baseball is all about, folks. 0-1. That one misses low and away. 2-1. The Tigers down in a 6-run hole. They're struggling immensely right now. Getting ready once again. Here comes a pitch. Dan well underneath that one in a shallow right. Is anybody going to get there? Is it fair or no? 2-2. Thought maybe, just maybe it was going to be fair, but nope. Dan got well underneath that one. Second baseman couldn't make the play. Second baseman is Landon Luke. He is going to be on deck to start the third inning if we reach the third inning. Getting ready once again. Robinson trying to get that third out. It gets away. Ganda's thinking about it. The throw, the plate gets by, and Gibbs going to hold at third. And it's 7-0 in the second inning, full count. Ganda really hustled his way to get home on that. It's been a hit parade, a run parade for the good guys. Dan doesn't need to do anything fancy now because 4 runs cashed in and only 1 base runner on. Full count, 2 out, the payoff. Dan's going to make it the Backstreet Boys' favorite score after that one, a base hit in the left field. 8-0 as that ball dances all the way towards the catcher, well out of position. That's 5 runs so far for us in the second inning. Luke Girding is up, and this dude is in for a long day, as are the rest of the Tigers. So Dan Miller doing his job. Now Luke Girding gonna ground one back over the middle, diving effort. He knocked it down. He's got to throw it down. Nice stretch by the first baseman Watson, but it's all for naught. We've batted around with Nick Dubkowski. Nick walked to kick off this baseball Congo line of a second. Looking like the Padres-Rockies game last Saturday when the Padres won by 3 touchdowns over the lowly Rockies, who only have 7 wins this season. So before us Guardians fans complain, us Guardians fans can have it a lot worse. Inside 1-0. Bad part about this is that the mercy rule kicks in effect after 4.5 innings. Instead of immediately when it becomes 10-0. Now, I'm not a betting man, but it looks like Falls does not have that in them. They got to be dejected as the ground ball is going to find its way into center field for a base hit. The 6th run of the inning as Gerd stops at third. The 11th batter of the inning in Parker Janikis.
Now up to that.
It is 9-0, and they're going to talk things over with the pitcher. This game has been a disaster. I think he might be done, folks. Yep, it happens all right. It'll be all right for him. Not the end of the world for Nick Robinson, only a game. But he gave up more runs than outs. So Dan easily scored on that ground ball. Back up the middle. It is 9-0. Oh, ye gods, this game is a disaster for Cuyahoga Falls. I can only assume it's going to be a hole like that come the 22nd once against the Akron North Vikings. That's number 40 in the region against number 4. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Well, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what happened. You want a while without that happening. What I can tell you is that there are 2 men on at the corners and 2 out. Don't know who's pitching for the Tigers. Looks like it's number 14. That'd be Nick Purchase. Purchase is out there for Falls. It's got a bit of a weird wind up, if I say so myself. 9-0, 6 cashed in this inning, 2 on, 2 out. You do the math. This is our 11th batter of the inning in Parker Janikis. Might eventually show some courtesy and respect by intentionally getting out soon. Nick Dubkowski at first, Luke Girding at third, and there are 2 gone. Long day at the office for the Black Tigers. Ooh, that ball went right past the catcher. But a fun day at the office for the good old Hornets. So Parker's up. He grounded out to a fielder's choice back in the second inning, which was this inning. That's hard to believe. Second time he's up today, and he's 0 for 1 in the inning. Nick Purchase trying not to make it 10-0, but that might be the case. That's right, Parker is indeed up to bat. Looks like we picked a good night for youth night, if I say so myself. For senior night, not really, because we lost that one 4-1. Oh boy, good swing and a miss there by Purchase to get him. I say 0-1 to Parker. Obviously, things are going to be all good. You're up 9-0 in the second inning, but you'd love to get that mercy rule, folks. Upstairs, 1-1, I'm sorry. Be back to the top of the order, perhaps, if and only if Parker gets on base. Run goes down to second, and Parker fouls it as Nick Dubkowski's got to go back. Now Purchase a strike away from finally ending what's been a nightmare inning for the Tigers. 9-0. Men at the corners here, 2 gone, 2 strikes. But 1 ball. Where Nick goes again. And he's not even going to bother throwing it down to second. Nick just can take it. So it's 2-2 with runners in scoring position. Parker launches that one well upstairs. Colton again would be next. Colton with the good guys ahead by 9, but it's Parker at the bat right now. He's waiting. Here comes your payoff. And he's down swinging. They're going to make fun of him in the dugout for going 0 for 2 in the inning. But obviously, you can't complain whatsoever. You're up 9-0 after 2 innings, and you got the top of the order due up in the bottom of the third. It's going to be a long day for Cuyahoga Falls, unfortunately. And unfortunately, Dan Miller did give up a hit. It was to Nick Purchase, the man who's now on the mound for him. Caden Tompkins, Landon Luke, Braylon Davis. That's who leads off for the Black Tigers. Oh, Luke rifled that one, didn't he? Just one of those games where it's been a lot of fun for one school and not really for the other. Nope. A lot of kids right there. They're enjoying the game. Maybe we'll talk to some of them. Maybe we won't. I don't think we will. What I do know is that we got a 9-run lead on those Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. Dan Miller, who has 4 strikeouts through 2 innings, is back on the mound. He had a much-deserved break. He also came up in that second inning, where we cashed in 6 runs and even stranded 2, for gosh sake. Tompkins, the catcher, is up. Hasn't been the game Cuyahoga Falls wanted. Good old Dan Miller ready. Swing and a miss, so on. Looks like a baseball man found its way out there. See, yep, the ball found its way on the way back there as that one misses. 1-1 count even. Been a lot of fun. 9-0 as a 1-1. Got some to swing and miss, so now it's 1-2. We are an hour through the live stream out here. Things are really going our way. Dan Miller steps off the mound. He's got a reset. And then he gets back in and lets his 1-2 go, and that is a called third strike. 5 strikeouts now for Dan. Yep, you know it. As Landon Luke, the second baseman, is up. Again, we'll have 1, 2, 3 due up. That'll be the third time they are up in this ball game. Third time we go to top of the order, I ought to say. Strike one. Dan's just having fun out there. He's got to be careful, of course. This is one of those games where everything's just going your way. Ground ball up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. Second hit today for Cuyahoga Falls. Maybe they have some life in them. Who knows? What I do know is that Braylon Davis is up. Uh-oh, they may indeed have some life in them. Davis is a tough out. He grounded out to Nick in the first inning. Let's see what Dan has in stock here with 1 on, 1 out. The first pitch, ball 1. Being the number 9 hitter in Landon Luke and being a second baseman, I don't know if we can try to take second base out here. Ganda's got a gun, but break up that double play in any way, shape, or form. Maybe an errant throw. Doesn't go. That one's in the air out to left. Matt Dean's going to catch that. 2 gone. Almost too easy for the senior. So Braylon Davis has been stifled so far. He's 0 for 2. And Noah Colby is up. Noah Colby. Think he's out left today. I would not be mistaken. Misses on away, 1-0. Cuyahoga Falls 2 hits. For us, a lot. A lot of hits. Ooh, that's one smacked in the left. That'll be a base hit. Matt's going to be on it, and he will throw it down to Noah at short. Now it's Nick Purchase, the pitcher, trying to help out his own cause. You'll have to get Cuyahoga Falls back in this in any way, shape, or form, and perhaps a home run could do just that. So Dan in some trouble for the first time today. Albeit no runner at third, but he's going up against the man who did get, and I repeat, did get a hit against him in the first. But Dan would like a short-term memory out there, you know that. Here we go. First pitch, Purchase. On away, 1-0. 2 on, 2 out as the Hornets are just sizzling. 9-zip in the third inning. Here comes your 1-ball, no strike pitch from Dan. And Dan misses that one too, 2-0. He's kind of getting his head back in it, folks. And I know he's got it. You know he's got it. I mean, it's a 9-0 lead. If he gives up a run or two, it's all fine. I know he'd love to give up 0, but still. 2-0 coming up and Purchase. Looks like he's going to give up 0, all right. No Radigan. And so that's 3 shutout for Dan Miller. On the contrary, Cuyahoga Falls has given up 9. At least it won't be 1 hit. There'll be 3 hit at least. Bare minimum. Colton Winston, Casey Miser, Noah Radigan. That's who's due up for the Black and Green Brigade. It is 9-zip after 2.5. Might as well be halfway home, I can only assume. Wants to Purchase as a shutdown pitcher. Who knows? What I do know is that Cuyahoga Falls will not be in the American Conference, let alone the Suburban League, starting in 2026 when they take over in the good old Metro Athletic Conference with schools like Cloverleaf, Woodridge, Norton, I believe. I think Springfield's one of them. What I do know is that they Talmadge and Roosevelt might have a little more luck there. Hope they do. I mean, you never want to see schools struggle. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's never fun to see a school not do well, even if it's school you don't like. I've always said, I'm gonna say it again, every school, regardless of where you go, who you root for, should experience at least one state championship in people's lifetimes. I know that's not how it's gonna work for the most part, but one state championship. I've never witnessed one, folks. Of course, we came close in girls soccer earlier this school year. Gave up that game-winning goal to Bay with 12 seconds left. I mean, still a phenomenal season nonetheless. And Coach Z has really proven that he is for real, as this team is for real in girls soccer. And I can't wait for that season to begin in 2025. Maybe we'll win the state championship there. Who knows? What I do know is that Colton Winston's right there in the middle of your screen. He's leading off. 9-0 is purchased. We're going to stop the bleeding. They are pouring out blood. Colton with another good bunt. This one right to Purchase. He throws down the first one, gone. So Colton tried to be fancy again. This time it didn't work. Typically whenever the pitcher's all over your bunted ball, it's typically an out. Casey Miser is up. Casey with a double and a single to his credit. So that means he's 2 for 2, of course. That one is in there, 0-1. Coach Grissom clapping on the good guys. He's done a good job this season. We'll go to 16-3. Watch, there's a nuclear meltdown out here. Oh, Casey out in a deep center field. He's going back. That ball, oh, it's off the wall. And Casey's on his horse trying to go down to second base. He will make it in there. He's got to be kicking himself after that. It was so close to a home run over the center field wall. Hit off the fence, though. But you know what? He won't complain when he's 3 for 3. Noah Radigan is up. And the 10th run of the ball game for us in scoring position in the 3rd inning. Getting ready once again as Nick Purchase with Casey at second. Noah watches that one upstairs. 1-0. He is 1 for 2 in this ball game. He does have a, what do you call it, a strikeout. That was the only strikeout today. No, one of the 2 strikeouts today for the starter. Now Noah in a 1 ball, 1 strike. No, 3. Yeah, 2 strikeouts because Purchase had 1 and Robinson had 2. I don't see Robinson anywhere. I think he's done for the day altogether. Noah way late on that. He might be striking out for the 2nd time today. That wouldn't be good. That means there'd be 2 outs and nobody scored yet. That'd be a disappointing inning for us. Noah looking to get on base any way, shape, or form. Well, that one whoop foul, first base side. Nobody gonna catch that. 1-2, 1 out. Here's the bottom half of inning number 3. And our score, Highland 9, Falls 0. On the right of your screen, it's Nick Purchase trying to get that out. But a waste pitch instead, making it 2-2. Again, Ganda would be next, unless there's, of course, a wacky double play of any shape or form. So Purchase is ready. Watch this 2-2 go, and Noah well underneath that one. He's lucky to make contact on it. That was some chin music if I ever saw some myself. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. How are you? Whoa, whoa, whoopsies. How are you? I got you. Great, thank you. Don't know what happened there. I think it's whenever I move it violently. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Yep, those kids are right over there having some fun. Who could possibly blame them? Purchase, looking for a second strikeout today. Won't get it there, it's upstairs, 3-2 again. Ganda would be next. I think if I jerk the gimbal too fast, it goes sideways and my phone or live stream will say, hey, that can't be done. The live stream, that is. Off with Casey at second, and Noah's gonna flare one in shallow right. That's gonna drop in no man's land. Casey to hold as a good throw down home. Now Ganda's up. Would not be surprised if Noah Rannigan wants to take second. Be half tempted to take second as well if I were him.
Number 14, Peyton Ganda.
Those kids are having a blast. I assume our varsity guys are also having a blast. Black Tigers not so much. I mean, they only have 4 wins this season, but still always tough. It is always tough to have a rough season. They're 4-13. They're better than what the Browns did last year, 3-14. They'll go to 4-14 more than likely unless they have a miraculous comeback. Ganda skies one first base side. Ain't nobody gonna catch that. Ooh, crashing into the wall right there. Lost his hat too. Look at that. The second baseman. Believe that would be Landon Luke. Luke is number 9 for the Tigers. Ganda with 2 on and 1 out, trying to get another run in for us this inning. First run for us this inning as Noah goes down to second. I'm surprised he threw it down. It's going to be getting away. That'll make it 10-0. Noah Radigan down to third. And now the mercy rule will be in effect once we hit the midway point of the 5th inning. So Ganda didn't need to do anything special there. All he had to do was just watch the ball get gunned in the outfield. And Noah's now at third in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The ball was upstairs, if I'm not mistaken. And I would not be. I'm really surprised the catcher threw down. But Ganda in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. See what the future Tiffin Dragon has in stock. Can't just surrender outs right now. You gotta still keep your foot on the gas for now, as Ganda's gonna make at least 11-0. That ball will drop in the gap. Here's the throw down, and Ganda's gonna be forced at first with a single. 11-0 now, as this game is snowballing for the Black Tigers. And it's just been a fun and festive game for the Black and Green Brigade. So it's Gibb to the plate here with 1 on and 1 out. 3 consecutive base runners, 3 consecutive hits for us. Gibb looking to make it 4, but a pickoff down to first. Nearly got him. Coach Hardgrove, of course, the first base coach. Coach Grissom, the third base coach. And Jay Grissom, of course, the head coach. He's eyeing Ganda at first. 2 runs so far in this inning. Gibb is in an 0-1 count with 1 gone here in the third. An 11-run cushion for the good guys. Things just ain't going too well for Cuyahoga Falls. Only 3 hits, and we have way too many. Gibb wanted to make it 13-0 on that hack, but he didn't. And instead, it's 0-2. Long day for Cuyahoga Falls. But hey, if you strike out Gibbs, that won't be bad. 0-2 coming up. He does not strike out Gibbs. 1-2. You feel bad for Cuyahoga Falls. There's no question about it. You don't want them to get pounded out there. They're trying, obviously. There ain't no denying that. Gibb takes, and the count's even at 2. Yes, sir. Grady trying to get on base, perhaps. It's Dan, perhaps, on deck. 2-2. That one's high in the air out to shallow center. Who's going to catch that? The shortstop will. 2 gone. That was Jaden Weir's on the catch. And now Dan Miller's up. Ganda's lifted for Cole Fernandez. I assume Ganda will come in on the re-entry. There's 2 gone now. Dan Miller, I'm surprised they're letting him swing the bat. Like playing on easy difficulty, rookie difficulty. You can sure bet that. But anyways, Dan Miller's up. Pickoff down to first and sliding back safely is Cole. We got some people in the bullpen for us, and there are some kids instead. High school kids. Dan has to dance out of the way of that one. 1-0. 11-0, so obviously runs don't matter anymore once you give up 2, bare minimum. But still, they'll have 4, 5, 6 still up in the 4th. Obviously, no need to panic if you're Dan. You got a ginormous lead and a hot shot in the center. The catch is made. So that was the quickest inning for Cuyahoga Falls. Only 5 base runners. They gave up 7 in the first, 11 in the second, 5 in this inning, and the fewest amount of runs surrendered in this inning by giving up 2. They had 3 in the first and 6 in the second. That was Sweethead. So Dan Miller on the wild, 3rd out. He will have to deal with, I guess, the meat of the order. Well, really, they don't have any meat in their order, folks, just judging by what they've been doing today. William Watson, then Nick Robinson, and then Gino Capretta, excuse me, golly nuts. Capretta. I think Ganda's done for the day, folks. Just judging by the looks of it that he is not in any catcher's gear out there. I think Cole Fernandez will take over behind the plate. Obviously, things are going to be fine for us. Meanwhile, Landon Soy takes over at center, and Kyle Williams takes over at right. Anthony DePompey now at short, Ben Coyne at first, and Cam Cook at second. So Nick Dubkowski and Dan Miller are the only 2 starters out there for us right now, along with Matt Dean. But aside from those 3, it's a clean slate for the Hornets. As you see, Colton Winston right there. His day's done. A lot of these fellas' days are done. Coach Grissom just going to cruise to the finish line, or do what I like to do in Mario Kart, and that's back my way to the finish line. Yep, how are you guys? Do you like to back your way in when playing Mario Kart when you're winning? I'm just explaining to the people at home, you know, whenever I play Mario Kart, like whenever it's a blowout, sort of like what we're seeing right now, I like to back in to the finish line. Well, that's sort of what Coach Grissom's doing right now. That's sort of what Coach Grissom's doing now that we got other guys up. Watson takes, and it is, I believe, 1-0. No, 0-1, excuse me, didn't see it. Those kids are having a blast. You can definitely be assured of that. 1 ball, 1 strike now, the count. And obviously, things are all right for the good guys. Dan Miller on 1-1. Fires a pitch that misses a little low and a little away, perhaps 2-1. Of course, our BW baseball team, we're in the NCAA tournament, of course, is that one he went around with 2-2. As is our softball team. Softball will be going to Trine. Baseball will be going to Salisbury, home of Dan Quinn, by the way. Ground ball to Anthony De Pompey, and 1 gone. Van Coyne, a big guy out there. He's always a good first baseman. As Nick Robinson is up. At least I thought Nick Robinson was up. Oh, yes. It is Robinson. First pitch. Robinson late. 0-1. Wish I could be going to Trine. Wish I could be going to Salisbury. But I wouldn't be allowed to broadcast the games anyways. Makes me rather sad. Gave him a speech, as it's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Gave him a speech, of course. I don't know if you check that out on Twitter at WHBW Sports. But I gave him a pep talk, as did Coach John Snell, who, despite coaching football, played on the baseball team back in the mid-'80s. There's 1 foul, sharply grounded first base side. He played for, of course, the late great Bob Fisher, our longtime baseball coach, the namesake of Fisher Field. Here comes the 1-2. That one bounces and gets away from Cole. 2-2. Good thing he didn't swing, because otherwise Dan would need 4 outs to get out of this inning then. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Dan Miller is again on the mound. Nick Robinson again at the plate, and Nick is in a full count now. Gino Capretta waits patiently on deck. Nick could be the first walk today, Nick Robinson, I ought to say. But he won't be. 2 gone on the swing and a miss. So it's one of those games where you can cruise to a win. Getting ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss right there by Capretta. He started off this game at right, but I think he now might be at center. He's left-handed alrighty, folks. 0-1 is inside 1-1. Of course, it was a good party last Saturday night for the baseball team for BW. I mean, whoa, we won the conference back-to-back years now in baseball. The OAC tournament. Now Dan's a strike away from getting another 1-2-3 inning. He's only had 1 of them today, and he's in his 4th inning of work. Kind of hard to believe, as the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is upstairs. Yeah, that was fun to be out there. Good guys had a blast. I had a blast. Got doused in water. It was a lot of fun. 2-2 coming up. Got him. That's 6 strikeouts now for Dan Miller. Don't want to drain his stamina. You want to play it safe here. I know I'm the type of guy who in MVP Baseball and MLB The Show, I'm keeping my pitcher out there till he just can't do it anymore. Not till he's out of gas, till he just can't do it anymore. Of course, this might be one of those instances, considering that's high school baseball, you might want to go with another dude. Well, what I can't tell you, folks, is that we'll have a bunch of different fellas out there in the lineup to lead off. It'd be 6, 7, 8. Nick Dubkowski in the hole. Wait. Dan Miller full out. 2. It'd be 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9, I stand corrected. So it would be Parker in the hole, Nick on deck, and of course Luke Girding leading off. But I think we're going to go with Kyle, Nick, and Cam instead. Well, the best part about these types of games is that they go by quick. You're not going to be in the long haul, of course. 11-0 out there as you see the score right there on your screen. This is one of those instances where you'd rage quit if you were playing a video game. I know I would. I'm usually screaming and going nuts. And then I usually tell my parents the same thing. Well, what am I supposed to do? Throw a party over the fact that I'm losing? What do you want me to do? I'm losing bad. I mean, do you want me to be happy about it? 11-zip, 4th inning, Kyle Williams. Switch Rob Hardgrove makes his way over to first.
Now up, number 23.
Those kids obviously having some fun out there today. That's Landon Soy, I beg your pardon. Landon watches. There they are. One ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. It's low. Now they're trying to watch themselves be featured. Yep, those kids. That's a feature of Highland Athletics, folks. And in ahead 3-0, obviously you can't swing here. Nick's on deck. Once again, that's a feature of Highland Athletics. 3 balls, no strikes. Here comes a pitch. Landon gonna take first strike. 3-1. There they are again, folks. Right over there, having a blast. They're enjoying each other. 3-1 pitch. And he's going to walk on 5, Landon. Yep, look at them have some fun. The kids got dance moves, I don't.
Now up to the plate, number 3.
Nick is up. Who's on deck? Cam Cook. Thought Kyle Williams would be on deck, but oh well. Everybody's getting a break. I assume Casey Miser would probably get a break too. Stein would give him a break. Gets away, and Landon's going to take second with ease. Let him go down to second. Breaks up the double play. Ah, yes, Nick Dubkowski, the third baseman. Today is one of the few guys staying out there for us. And it is 1-1. I think it's one of those instances where you can be all right by intentionally swinging missing. I've seen that before, of course. We played, I forgot who it was 2 years ago. I think it was Hayes. I think it was Hayes where we drilled them by like 20 some odd runs. It was something like that. That hit off the umpire, I don't know, but I do know Landon's down to third. Let's hope he's all right. Coach Grissom may try to check in on the fella. Let's hope the umpire's all right. Coach Jay Grissom asking him what he's doing right now, how he is, I ought to say. So it's 2-1. Cam Cook waits patiently on deck. Looks like everything's all right. That's good to see as we are 90 minutes through the live stream. 2 balls and a strike here to good old Nick Dubkowski. And the infield's in, trying to prevent run number 12 from coming home. 2-2. Obviously, it doesn't matter if the run comes in. Odds are Falls probably not going to win this game. I mean, they definitely would love a dignity run. But still, pitch. Nick rolls one right back to the mound. We'll see if he throws it down. Yes, he does. 1 gone. That was quite something right there. Yes. Cam is indeed up for the good guys now. Cam with Landon still at third. Surprised he didn't try charging in. And then decided to go home on that. Ball 1-1-0. Obviously, this inning won't be a wasted opportunity when you're up by 11. But still, you want more runs. The more, the merrier. And we're going to get number 12 right there with a Cam Cook single in the left. Look at the ball right there. This game continues to be a disaster for the Tigers. Kyle Williams is up. Those kids are enjoying it. Kyle, the right fielders. Landon scores on the Cam single. Here we go. Hold on a minute. I'll get you in a second. As the first pitch coming up to Kyle. Ball 1. There we go. Yep, they're on YouTube. Let them have fun. Yep, how are you guys today? Good, because we're up by a dozen.
Yeah, we are. What does that mean? Let's go.
12.
Baker's dozen.
Yeah, that's right. 1-1. Who knows? Maybe more. Right now, it's 12 zip in the bottom half of inning number 4. Kyle Williams launches that one. Get away from the catcher. He's going to throw down second. That's a risky idea. Goes into center, but showing some courtesy right there's Cam. 2-1. Yep. Cam easily took second on the pass ball. No double play scenario, but honestly, might be a lost cause for the Tigers. It was probably a lost cause long before this game began. Kyle out to shallow right. That ball is going to drop in foul territory. 2-2. 1 gone, and on deck, who is that? That's Matt Dean. So indeed, Casey Miser's day is over. 2-2. 12-0 our score. Getting ready once again. Purchase. And it's 2-2. Got him looking. 2 gone. We've only scored 1 run this inning. May sound good, but to us that hasn't been that good today. I mean, our fewest, but honestly, who cares by now? Matt, one of the 11 seniors on this team is up. See what Matt Dean does. Matt Dean waiting with Cam at second. And there's one high there out to shallow left. Will that be a fair ball? It will indeed be a fair ball, and we're up 13-0. Yep, that's right. Matt Dean cruises into second. It's not Noah Radigan, it's Anthony DePompey up. So we got 2 runs this inning, tied for our fewest today, but I'm really going to show you how good we're doing. 16-3 record. Falls is going to need a grand slam to make it, or to prevent the mercy rule. Strike 1 to Anthony. If he gets out, he gets out, obviously. It won't matter. 0-1 here to Anthony. Getting ready once again. Nick Purchase trying to get that merciful out, number 3. Steps. And his 0-1. Inside 1-1. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the on-plate umpire broadens up his strike zone a little bit. The fact that you're up by 13. We're up by 13. Long day for Cuyahoga Falls. Now he's a strike away from ending our day at the bat, more than likely, unless Cuyahoga Falls goes crazy in this 5th inning, which you never know, may happen. There's one high in the air out to deep left. Looks like the left fielder is going to catch it, though. Wow, Anthony really gave that ball a ride, didn't he? So I don't know if Dan Miller's going to be back out there for the 5th inning. I assume he probably will. Up 13-0 on the Black Tigers. Tommy Maroon here for WHBW, reminding you hit the like button, subscribe button, and bell icon. Be sure you subscribe.
That was a strike. Agreed.
All right. What I can tell you, folks, is that it's starting to rain once more. We'll see if the rain's going to save Falls from being mercied out here. They have the bottom of the order due up, if I'm not mistaken. That'd be Jaden Weers, Caden Tompkins, and Landon Luke. Dan Miller with a short day today, more than likely. Unless he, of course, melts down in the 5th, but Dan Miller's much better than melting down in a 5th inning. It's much better. Softball fell to Walsh today, 9-3, out in Cuyahoga Falls. Never been to Walsh's softball field. Been, of course, to their soccer field. Went, of course, to their basketball court, to their gym. Never been to their softball field. And football either. We've never played Walsh in football. Because there might be a reason why. They're a private school. But then again, we're playing in Pennsylvania week 1. That's in 102 days. Good golly. Can't believe that. 102 days till some Highland football. Yep, I got you guys. 102 days till we make the trip out towards the suburbs of Erie, Pennsylvania, and play the McDowell Trojans. Right now, the focus is on baseball. Dan bounces the first pitch to Weers, the shortstop. At least he start off the game at short. Again, everybody except Nick and Dan. Someone's taken for a strike, and Matt did not start. Only 3 of the starters in for the good guys as a 1-ball, 1-strike pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. Well, youth night was a smashing success for the Black and Green Brigade. We can only hope we win tomorrow, as this pitch coming up is low. Again, it will be against Cuyahoga Falls. Thursday will be at Barberton. Friday will be against Nordonia, I believe, if not Berea Mid-Park. I think it's Berea Mid-Park now that I think about it. 1 gone following the Dan Miller swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts now for Dan. 3 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks. But anyways, I think it's Berea Mid-Park Friday. Saturday's Nordonia. I got a grad party for one of my cousins. He's a Copley grad of ironically, excuse me, 01. He's a Copley grad. In fact, his dad went to high school with Coach Grissom. 02. Yeah, his dad graduated from Norton the same year Coach Grissom did. Who would have thunk it? And now we have him down their last out. It is Landon Luke who's their last hope. A dejected feeling for the Black Tigers. Luke trying to Make a miracle of miracles of all miracles happen. First pitch. Strike one. Looks like the umpire says, you know what? I want to go home now. I don't blame him. As fun as it is to win by 13, gets a little repetitive. And it gets a little boring, I ought to say, 1-1. 8 Ks for Dan Miller. He'll have to get his 9th today. And now he's 1 strike away from doing it. We have him down to the last strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's drizzling out here. Dan Miller ready. There's 1 ball, 2 strike pitch coming up right about now. And he got him. And so the Hornets win this game relatively easily. 13-0 the final. The hands will be shaken by both schools as they did a great job out there. I know it wasn't easy for Cuyahoga Falls to get drilled by the Baker's Dozen. They fall down to 4-14 on the season. We go to 16-3. They are 2-10 in conference play. We are, of course, 12-0. 2 wins away from winning the American Conference and going undefeated. Kids having fun out there. I don't blame them. We won. We won big time, and this wasn't going to be easy, folks. I mean, you remember last year against Cuyahoga Falls. They beat us. They beat us pretty bad last year. Well, it was ultimately a meaningless American Conference matchup, but you never want to lose to Cuyahoga Falls. And that's exactly what we did. Did not lose to them. 13-0 the final. It was called after 4.5. One can only assume the Akron North game on the 22nd might go a little like this. I'm changing. So it's over. We won by 13. That's almost 2 touchdowns. Except this ain't football. Football's in 102 days from now. My goodness, that's hard to believe it's in 102 days, as mentioned earlier. Yep, hold on a minute. As we are clapping each other on. Whoops, sorry folks. There we are in all our glory. Yep, see you guys. Are you subscribed?
I think yes.
Okay, good.
If not, I'll subscribe when I get home.
Thank you. Thank you. But anyways, a 13-0 trouncing over the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. Russ, it's like hitting the Staples button. That was easy. Everybody's going to go home pretty happy today. 12-0. Coach Grissom not going to give us a long talk. That's unsurprising. Honestly, who didn't disappoint? The real question isn't who did good for us. The question is who did bad, because everybody did great. Casey had 3 hits out there.
Yes, I did.
Good job, Casey. Yep, he looks thrilled as always. Anthony, good game.
Coming up right here. And then I'll talk to you, I go.
It's hard to interview players when everybody pitched in today, but that's exactly what happened in a 13-0 game. Coach is right there. And Coach Grissom might be a little bit busy right now, so we'll wait a little bit. Final score 13-0 after 4.5. Almost too easy for us, but tomorrow we'll do it again against the Black Tigers. Trying to go to 13-0 in conference play. And then, of course, Thursday at Barberton as we try to run the table in the American Conference. How sweet would that be, folks? I think it'd be super sweet. But that's just me speaking. That is just me doing the talking. So a good game for us. Coach Grissom, good game as always. I think he's busy. As we're waiting. As we are still waiting for everybody to finish. Thomas. Yeah, it's Thomas Hall. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Don't know what happened there. But anyways, we're almost ready. Oh yeah, we're in the tournament. How about that? Yeah, Coach Grissom, it's always fun to beat them. I know last year didn't go our way against the Tigers. How do we make sure that didn't happen again?
We played a solid game today. Dan threw well, a lot of barrels, a lot of timely hits. Really good.
All right, 2 more wins to go till we're 14-0. How do we do it again tomorrow?
We just go 1-0 tomorrow.
Sounds like a deal.
Right?
Yep, that's right, Coach
Think about
Grissom.
Thursday yet.
That's right, 100% right. Tommy Maroon thanking you for watching. As always, hit the like button, subscribe button, bell icon. Till next time, so long from Granger. Final score, Hornets 13, Black Tigers 0. Thanks again for watching.